Hi, Unity of the Westside. I am so honored and so grateful to be able to offer this message, this service to you today. And I just want to acknowledge Unity on the Westside for being uncompromising and getting out there their message with their community, to their community, with the different volunteers, and also Reverend Carol, how you guys are just doing the services. And I was looking online and I got so inspired of how all of you are coming together as a community to continue to spread the message of unity. And that really just blew my mind. And I love how you have someone read the daily word, and then the music, the musicians doing their thing. And it's just, that is love. That is love. And speaking of love, that's what I want to extend to you this Sunday, which is my message for today is a love beyond measure. Okay, so let's just take that in. A love beyond measure. And the affirmation for today is, I am pure love, pure innocence. I am now stepping into the world in a whole new way. Pow, pow, pow. You put hundreds of exclamations behind that, right? So I am pure love. I am pure innocence. I am now stepping into the world in a whole new way. And yes, why not? That is God's will for us. You know, God's will for us is for us to shine brightly. And a lot of people are saying, especially at this time, and I would say, yes, especially at this time, but also all the time. You know, the power of love's presence, to really love beyond measure is something that is vital as long as we're experiencing this, this experience. And I wanted to start with, what is it that gets in the way of that love? What's that barrier? You know, why is it that we suffer and we are sad, or we feel separate, or we feel scared? Watching the news and being out there in the world could definitely bring you into that suffering, fearful space. So we want to first look at, and that's what I want to do, because I want, if anything, for you to finish this service today in this video, and if anything, is to know that suffering is an option. You know, I want that message to be very clear. And I know that it's very radical to say, especially when so much is happening in the world. Although so much is happening, and also at the same time, so much is within us, which is the presence of God that never leaves us, that's always there. That presence is always there. And to know that there's so much more beyond this form. There's so much more than what we're seeing and perceiving. And what we are seeing and how we are seeing it is the cause of our suffering. And there's no coincidence that in the unity principles, there are 5 unity principles. And 2 of them speak about thoughts. And that's what we're going to get into. In being able to love beyond measure, there needs to be a commitment to watch your thoughts like a hawk, and know that that is the source of your suffering. Your thoughts and your beliefs and your values on things is what gives you the experience, not so much what is happening. So I know that this is pretty out there, but it's so powerful. And that's what I love about unity teachings, is that they are different and they're so empowering when we put them into practice. So unity principle number 3 is, we are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. Okay? We are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. So the thoughts that we have in our minds, Who are we co-creating with? What thoughts are we co-creating with? Like, we're co-creating with fear? Are we co-creating with the egoic thought system of fear? Co-creating this illusion, co-creating this fear, co-creating this depression, this limited self? So you want to discern here, know that you're the decision maker, and who are you choosing to co-create with? Are you choosing to co-create with fear? Or are you choosing to co-create with love? And then that's going to give you your experience. So what's super powerful, and this is something that I do, is that I accept God's thoughts in my mind. I want to accept God's thoughts in my mind, because when I don't accept God's thoughts in my mind and I block God's thoughts, I am going to be in fear, because I'm going to be believing that I am attacked, and I'm going to be believing what I am seeing or hearing. But if I have my thoughts in check, and I'm the decision maker, and I have the power to believe what I want to believe, then I am free. Then I'm experiencing a love beyond measure, because there isn't anything out here that can truly hurt me but what I am thinking about that certain thing. So the unity principle says it perfectly when it says we are co-creators with God. So let's co-create with God. Let's co-create with God, and we create our reality by being willing for it to be God's will and not ours. And then life starts to shift for us. And it's not easy, because we've been taught the opposite. We've been taught to co-create with fear. Even since we're children, you know, I mean, I know, because I have a small child, I have a toddler, and I see how it's very easy for me to instill fear in him consistently, because like, don't do this, don't do that. And there's a sense of being out of place and being scared and constantly corrected. And I feel that there's so much of that as we become adults, and we lose that innocence. So I invite you to start to bring back that innocence, that play, that filled with wonder at this time. And don't apologize. Don't apologize for feeling happy. And don't apologize for not feeling guilty. We don't serve this world by suffering. We don't serve this world by adding more fear to the fear. We serve this world by hiring the vibration and doing the best we can to see through the eyes of love, because then we change our perception. Wholeness means that we are one, means that we are whole and we are holy and we're one. And that's very literal. So if we're all one, then why don't we do our part to stop the war in our minds? Because that's where it all begins. And then you will start to perceive the outer world in a whole new way. And then, as the affirmation said, you get to step into the world in a whole new way. And then you're free. You are free from that suffering. Unity principle number 5. Through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. So through thoughts, words, and actions. So what does it say here? Through thoughts. So your thoughts, again, are going to be giving you your experience. What you're thinking and believing about any given situation is going to give you your experience. So let's look at two things. You know, let's see, you know, you're watching the news and you're seeing a scenario of where, you know, there is a lot of distress, people fighting against each other, maybe a protest. I'm not sure what you're watching, but let's say whatever it is you're watching, the news. The news is a good place to, a good school, sometimes I forget my English. A classroom. It's such a good classroom, because you get to really see your judgments there and heal them while you're watching the news. So you're watching the news and you see this scenario, and you can go into the fear and be like, why are people protesting? They shouldn't be protesting, or I should go protest, or why am I just sitting here on my couch? I should be protesting, or we're killing each other. This is not right. This has turned into something so crazy and so ridiculous. Like this is just making things harder. And then this person's right. And then this person's wrong. And then all that blah, 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 right? So that all is the chatter of the mind, and it's fine. Being in this school, in this classroom, I like to say, of this world, we are gonna have judgments and we're gonna heal those. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a process that I feel is very important, which is to be very gentle with ourselves, very kind with ourselves, because in truth, we are very, very innocent. We are innocent beyond measure. And it's within that innocence sometimes that gets us in trouble, because we want to be good and we want to do good. But if we see the news in another way of, okay, wow, this is very interesting. Wow, and start to investigate your thoughts about the news. Wow, this is very interesting. This is bringing up some fear inside me. I'm starting to feel separate. I'm starting to judge. Very interesting. And start to get filled with wonder with your thoughts about the news, what's going on out there. Interesting, right? And then what happens is you become like a little child filled with wonder and open for spirit to lead your vision, having Christ's vision, seeing things in holy vision. Spirit, what's really real here? Well, what's really real here is that we're not just bodies, and this fear can't be the only thing that's true. There has to be much more than this. At my church at Unity, we talk about being one, and we talk about the expression of Jesus Christ being and living and dwelling within us. And that's very true and very certain. That Christ self, like Jesus had within him, of where he was able to even defeat death, we have that as ourselves as well. We just forget about that limited capacity, you know? Actually, we believe we have that limited capacity. But there's no limits to our capacity. Wow. I didn't know all that was going to come out. So I talked about what contributes to the suffering, how the suffering comes about, and then what's the solution. So the solution is love, which is what I'm touching upon now. So the solution is love. The solution is, how are you going to what are your thoughts going to be, and what are your beliefs going to be from now on of whatever is going on in the world? Are you going to buy into the fear? Or are you going to buy into the love? You choose. And one is going to send you straight to hell, and then one's going to send you straight to heaven. You know, I always think, like, I don't think like hell and heaven is some faraway place. I feel like heaven and hell is right here, right now. And how many of you have felt like you're in hell? Hello. How many of you have felt like you're in heaven? Hi. I have experienced both worlds, and I know that the world of heaven is more secure. I know that the world of heaven gives me my freedom. So I'm going to choose thoughts that are aligned to peace. And when I believe, let's say, you know, in my case, my husband is getting on my nerves or whatever, is that I have the dominion of being able to perceive it the way I want. Do I want to judge him? Do I want to attack him? Do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy? I want to be happy. So let me put myself in his shoes. Let me recognize that he's my mirror, and that when I attack him, I just attack myself. And that whatever beliefs of separation I am having about him or anyone in my sphere is coming from me. And I have the opportunity to perceive it differently. And anything that I think that he needs to give me, or anything in the world needs to give me, any security that the world I think needs to give me, guess who needs to give it to me? Myself. I need to give me whatever I think I need. It's nobody else's responsibility. That's not love. I need to give myself what I think I need. I need love. I need security from my husband. No, I need love, and I need security from myself. Oh no, I need love and I need security from the world, and I need to feel secure in this world, and I can't feel scared in this world. You know, I need the security of the doctor or somebody outside to tell me that I'm going to live forever or my health is going to be great forever. I need that security. I'm giving you examples of everyday life of different people and different scenarios and stories that I've heard. You know what I need? You know what you need? You need to give yourself your health. You need to give yourself that love. You need to give yourself that clarity and anything you need. You need to give yourself that safety. It starts with you. And then when you are there and you're living that at a 10, turned up at a 10, then you are doing your part, not only for all of us as the collective, but also for yourself. And guess what? You are worthy of that. You are so worthy of that. You are worthy of living a love beyond measure. It's our inheritance and it's our birthright. God has given us that. So I invite you to start to let go more and more of the suffering, because as you've noticed, it's not serving you much. It doesn't serve me. Step into your innocence. Step into your play. Step more into God. Accept God's thoughts in your mind. And you will be on the happy train. You will get on the happy train. I will get on the happy train. We all get on the happy train. Everybody at Unity of Westside gets on the happy train. Every single person that is watching this video gets on the happy train. And guess what we get to do, guys? Choo-choo! Love you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. And it was, again, such an honor to be able to give you this message. Till next time.